everybody, it's Pamela here from the Lincoln Public Library. I work in outreach and programming here at the library, and I'm here today as part of our Mindful Mondays program. Today, I'm here to talk to you about the Mindful Art of Mandalas. So, what's a mandala? Well, mandala comes from the Sanskrit for circle or center and encompasses an idea of unity or wholeness. You can find them all over the world, all kinds of different cultures. So Celtic knots or Tibetan sand art are great examples. They can also be found in nature. Snowflakes, flowers, even shells are examples of mandalas. They are a really great tool for all kinds of different health benefits, including relaxation, cultivating a sense of happiness or inner peace, easing stress and anxiety, activating your creativity and helping you focus, enhancing your self-esteem. It improves your sleep, and it's lots of fun. So how do you draw a mandala? Well, I'm going to show you in the video coming up an example of how to draw a more structured mandala. You'll need a few little tools to do that, but you can also draw a mandala freehand. All you need for that is a pencil and a pen, maybe just the pen. Start with a very small starting point, work out from there with organic shapes, and when you've decided you're finished, and there's your mandala. To make something more structured, you need a couple more tools. So, pencil and pen, an eraser. If you're me, you need a bigger one. A compass, maybe, or a plate or something circular that you can trace. And if you're like me and you like your structure to be very structured, a protractor, but you definitely don't need this. At the end, you'll also want a ruler. And at the end, if you want to add some color, you can do it in all kinds of different ways, or you can just leave it black and white. So watercolors or markers or pencil crayons, anything you'd like to add some color. Also, I forgot to add the most important thing, some paper. And a heavy paper is best to choose, so cardstock or heavy drawing paper if you're planning on keeping your mandala. That's it. So I'm going to show you in a minute how to draw some mandalas, and then I'll show you some examples of what they look like afterwards. So we're going to start our mandala with a circle. Like I said, you could start out with something to trace, a plate or something like that. I'm going to use a compass. Or try. It's been a long time since I've used one, but here I go. Slowly. I did it. Okay, so there's my circle. And there's my starting point. So that is the area that I want to be, that I do all my measurements through. So I'm going to take my straight edge, and I'm going to go through that, and then I'm going to cross it at 90 degrees because I like to be exact. I'm going to use this protractor. You definitely don't need to. Just eyeball it. And in fact, that's probably the better way to do it. So here we go. And there's our axis points. If you'd like, it makes it a little bit easier to give yourself some extra axis points. So you could cross it again and again. Then what you're going to do is you're going to start out with your center point. So usually we start with a small circle. Just a small circle. It doesn't need to be perfect because we're going to go over it. If you're more bold than me, you can do the whole thing with your pen, but I like to do it with the pencil and then go over it and erase it afterwards. And then from your center point, you want to start putting in organic shapes. So I find that it's really easy to start with flower-like shapes. So maybe I'll do petals. So put in some petals, try to get them all the same size. And this is where giving yourself a few more guidelines would be a bit better. And then, and again, I'm going over this afterwards. So this part does not have to be perfect at all. Well, none of it needs to be, but you can definitely, when you go back in with your black pen, go in and fix things up a little bit. So once I'm done this, I'm going to go and make a few more shapes. So I think what I'm going to do through here is maybe make a bit of a circle around it. And later I'm going to come back in and fill in the circle with some more detail. But I've created my first image, and then I can work out from here. So I can do things like a ruffle. I could do things like lines. I could do circles. Or any other shapes that you can think of. And just keep building out until you get to the edge of your circle, and then you're done. When you're finished and you're happy with what you've got, you can use your permanent marker and go over the lines that you've drawn. Once you go over everything, you come back in with your eraser, erase all the pencil lines, you're ready to go. You can leave it as is, or you can fill it in with color. And that's the mindful art of mandala drawing. So, what did you think? Do you think you can do it? It's easy, right? There's a couple of examples I have of mandalas that I've done. So, here's a picture that I did, a mandala. And as you can see, I started out very small and just worked out organically from there. So, you can use all kinds of shapes. Generally, they use shapes that are more from nature, but you can use geometry if you want. Really, it's up to your imagination. You can put mandalas on anything as well. For instance, painted rocks. Just get a flat rock, paint it, and use something like a pencil, the tip and the eraser, dipped in paint to make your own mandalas. You can put mandalas on mugs, on any other thing that you can think of, really. It's just a really fun art form and really meditative and mindful. Just take your time. Really, that's the name of the game, and enjoy. Have fun drawing your mandalas, and I will see you next time for Mindful Art Mondays. Next week we have a video with Catherine, a yoga video, and I'll see you the week after that. So take care of yourselves, stay well, and we'll see you soon.